Radio, we're back. Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV, Mick Ruby, and football is coming back, people. Football is coming back as we are kicking off the pre-season tour tomorrow in Oslo. So as we kick off the pre-season, Mason Mount will most likely be given a start tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting to see this signing, what he means for Erik ten Hag's squad, where he's going to play, and many more. Another thing also that came up today as well, that this Ten Hag has been upgraded 4 new squad shirt numbers for the youngsters to be part of his team. Who will that be? Who are they? We'll dive into that as well. We're going to also look at the potentially a little bit of a takeover news, a little bit what's been going on around the background, how does it really affect the overall transfer budget, and many more. But stick around and have a drink of your coffee, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Right, well, I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
So Radio, Manchester United have a busy pre-season schedule ahead in about 8 different games in 3.5 weeks, spread over 4 continents in 2 different countries. Now this means that this is the time of the year giving chances for the youth to emerge as the players on the scene, really to impress on the pitch, on the training ground, and being selected for the pre-season tour. But share the number of the games on the immediate horizon, I'm sure they will do the job. It's all about to show what you're wearing the shirt for in many ways, but it's also for Ten Hag to assess, pre-going to the transfer market. Can I count on certain of my youth players in the squad? Can they be upgraded? That means that I might be saving on my transfer budget kitty. If they're good enough, they are simply old enough. Now remember, developing youngsters and players is stretching all the way from the 1930s, developing the athletic Manchester United club, and it's part of our DNA, and this is hence what we're saying. Are you good enough? You are old enough. So it's kind of makes sense that Ten Hag kind of embraces that culture, because the club has a remarkable ongoing record of naming at least one homegrown talent in every matchday squad since the beginning of 1937. However, worth to mention, there is no guarantees, so impressing in pre-season would translate to a first team guarantee place for the Premier League or when the Champions League kicks off. And that is kind of the proof of his putting, that he's following the mantra, if you are good enough, then you are old enough. Now, in my opinion, United has developed some extraordinary talent that's coming up the ranks, and we will dive into who I think will potentially shine in this preseason. I'm talking about approximately 7 players. The number one sheer talent that I rate really high, that I believe will have a fantastic future and potential break into the United squad, is Kobbie Mainoo. He's made a fantastic name for himself. Kobbie Mainoo has already appeared in 3 senior appearances in the United shirt since 2023, including a Premier League game against Leicester. According to many pundits and experts, he's the next one to break in from the Youth Cup winning finalist after Alejandro Garnacho. The aggressive centre defender midfielder has only recently turned 18, but he's already been on United since the age of 9, and the current Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year award as well. One significant sign that could tell that Ten Hag really rates him and kind of thinks to include him in the next season squad in any cup games or Premier League games or Champions League is quite obviously and pleasant for the eyes to see that he has been upgraded from his number 73 shirt to number 37 shirt in Erik ten Hag's squad. Another one that sticks on Erik ten Hag's canvas or radar is the young goalkeeper Mateo Kovar. Now, Mateo Kovar is tipped for a bigger role, with David De Gea and Jack Butland gone from last season's goalkeeping unit, and Dean Henderson also set to follow. United will most likely need more than just Andre Onana adding to the first team squad this summer. Budgetary limitations and priorities in other positions could make Matteo Kovac the solution for additional cover, and he's already in consideration. The 23-year-old proved himself a number of top-flight levels during a loan spell with Sparta Prague last season. Well, we know that Ten Hag is looking to at least recruit 2 strikers in terms of either a Harry Kane more senior role with the likes of Rasmus Højlund. There are 3 potential candidates that is under the 21 squad. That is Mateo Mea, Colombian under-20 international, Ethan Innes, somebody that we pinched from Liverpool, highly rated talent in the summer 2021, but also attacking midfielder Dan Gore. Looking at the left side fullback, we have a very exciting prospect in Alvaro Fernandez. Alrighty then, so Erik ten Hag is playing with his squad tomorrow in Oslo. So it's a little bit of my predicted lineup, how I think the pre-season friendly will kind of end up. Erik ten Hag has taken a 26-man squad to Oslo. Most senior players has been left at home. Mason Mount is in the lineup on his official debut for Manchester United. So here we go. So as alluded before, this is a perfect opportunity to have a little bit of assessment of how the young starlets will shine. Well, according to my prediction, Manchester United will predict a lineup versus Leeds on a 4-2-3-1 position, starting as the goalkeeper situation. I think Tom Heaton will start a goal. This is the first season without De Gea. Will likely be started by veteran Tom Heaton in the goal, working in the background, having Andre Onana available as the number 1 very, very soon. In terms of the right back position, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is any given Sunday. A solid end-to-end season for Wan-Bissaka could be rewarded with some minutes here and there, like, especially in Oslo. In terms of centre-back position, I think we will line up with Rafael Varane. 2 senior centre-backs have travelled to Oslo. According to the reports, Varane is likely to be one to start. Regarding also a young centre-back, we have Will Fish. Lisandro Martinez is back from injuries and will be likely to take a place of Varane after the break, giving the youngster Fish another chance to make a name for himself. We spoke about Alvaro Fernandez, and I think this is a very, very good young talent. He's also been handed out a new shirt number, as what we discussed before. The 20-year-old Fernandez is highly rated and will be releasing the opportunity to impress under Ten Hag's role on Wednesday. Fred is a defensive midfielder, has been named in the squad, although we know that Fred is on the chopping block to be sold. We know that Fulham is looking at it. There's plenty of talk about his future at the club, but he's one of the few seniors midfielder that actually made to the trip. Kobe Mainoo as my star boy, what we mentioned before. Mason Mount is in line to make his unofficial debut, but fans would be equally as excited as myself to see what the future holds for Kobe Mainoo. This is a fantastic summer for him, a pre-season already with 3 games under his belt, under the first team squad. This 18-year-old is among the brightest gems in the academy. As a right midfielder, we have Amad Diallo as well. We know that he had a madness in Sunderland. This talks about Amad Diallo potentially be a loan swap to sweeten a deal to get Rasmus Højlund back into Manchester United. But however, I'd rather see Amad Diallo stay and fight for his place. He had an impressive loan spell with Southampton. He had a impressive loan spell with Sunderland last season and set the Ivorian. He had a very impressive loan season with Sunderland last season to set the Ivorian for a fascinating pre-season as he stakes his claim for a place at Old Trafford next season. Smash a like if you like to see an Amad Diallo given a chance this season. As an attacking midfielder, this is something that me and Jarvis covered a lot. This is the Norwegian wonderkid Isak Hansen-Aaroen. The tattooed teenager is another bursting with potential, and this limited squad should see him handed plenty of minutes. This boy is something special that I am personally looking forward to see more about, to learn more about as well. Apparently he comes from Tromsø, Norway, is very athletic, comes from a very athletic sporting family, and he's showcased some fantastic improvements under the 21 as well. As a striker position, we have Hugill lining up. Hugill bagged in 11 goals in 12 under 21 games, PL2 games last season for under 23s, and hopefully will be back amongst the goals scorers this summer. Potentially be a start or having a loan spell as well. It's down to Joe Hugill to prove himself. Worth to mention also, part of the senior squad that's travelled is Jadon Sancho. I also predict that Jadon Sancho will start, but worth noting is that there is no Donny van de Beek at present time. Now, in terms of the score prediction, guys, it doesn't really matter. What it is to get minutes under the belt, dust off the summer break, see the kids play football and take it from there. If I had to say a score prediction, it might be a 4-2 to Manchester United. Now to the other burning issues, what everyone is losing their minds over is the overall takeover. Why is it taking so long time? I just say relax, because money is there for the spendings. As a matter of fact, the sheer madness that Manchester United get a 75 million boost by getting the contract situation under control, meaning that now David De Gea has left the club. We have a better balance, means in terms of the contracts and the wages, that in terms of how we negotiated with Marcus Rashford, etc., etc. The FFP does not look on the overall signings. Like if you sign a player for 100 million, you can split that in 5 payments. So it will only be 25 million times 5 per year though. But FFP, what it does, it looks at the overall operational cost in terms of salaries. By an exodus of David De Gea saves the club of 75 million a year in terms of the wage bill. That is huge boost for John Murtough and the team in how we can operate in the market, meaning that we approximately will have about 250 million to spend, barring that the takeover will come or not. It doesn't really matter if the takeover happens in the transfer window. That will only free up another 50 million according to the reports if Sheikh Yassim comes in and clear the debts, and you can only allow, according to the FFP rules, to boost in another 50 million pounds. In terms of my take on the takeover, what's going on, what is the announcement, it's hard to say. Everything is aligned, the paperwork's been done, they're talking about the transactions. Maybe it is more of a holding back, not to tell your opponents that you have money, that you have been taken over, complete the transfer signings, tenhag signings, and then announce it. That might be a plausible solution. That is just a theory of mine. End of the day, what matters is that tenhag has money, that he can go and buy the players that he wants, and in the shadow you might have the 9-2 holding foundation supporting this. In all by means, this has been short update from Mufc Realist TV. Mick Ruby. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We are on a road to 15k. We have 100 people left to reach to the 15k target, and it is our birthday, 1 year birthday, this coming Friday the 14th. So please, if you're first time watching, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe right now, and don't forget to like it too and share with your friends. It's been Mick Ruby having my say, and now I give him back your day. Bye for now. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.